Hello and welcome everyone to Takeover United Pod, where your host, me and Somdeep take over your weekend with all things Manchester United. We were off last week because I was traveling, but man, what a couple of weeks, actually 3 weeks if you include Sunderland. But what a month for United, Somdeep. We discussed obviously Sunday game on our last pod where we beat them 2-0 and it was a pretty comprehensive victory. But at that point, we are still caveating it because Chelsea was 10 men. Sunderland is a newly promoted side, and Sunderland was also very timid in the way they played. So obviously, they were. I think we were rightfully caveating a bit, although we were happy that we won. But the last two games, Somdeep, where last week we beat Liverpool at Anfield, 2-1, and I just realized that the title on the stream is wrong. I put Liverpool 2-1 United when it should be 1-2. Hold on. That's a
Oh, I have
gaffe.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah, so used to us losing that I had the score switched. Um, yeah, there you go. There you go. It's correct now. So yeah, YouTube comments before you get on my case, I corrected it. But yeah, so we beat Liverpool 2-1 at Anfield in
Mhm.
what was a very good win for us, right? We actually saw good tactics, good adjustments from Amorim, which we'll get to shortly. And I know Somdeep has a lot of thoughts on that. But and then yesterday we played Brighton at home at Old Trafford, and my God, it was is it the was it the best game of Amorim's tenure? Probably, right, Somdeep? Um, I know we had a
I
period of
mean,
10 minutes where we kind of forgot how to play and conceded two goals. But then we again got back and scored a fourth and put the game to bed in injury time. And we won the game 4-2. So, yeah, before we get to tactics and all of that, what do you think of this recent sequence of games, Somdeep, where we're actually winning games and not because of luck or chance?
man, it's a welcome change. I'll
Yeah,
say that for sure.
comprehensively
It's
outplaying the opposition, right? When was the last time we did that?
yeah, I think it's a welcome change because it's just not happened much under Amram, right? We haven't seen much of this before, and I think especially against Brighton, it was a pretty convincing win. Like, don't really have too many complaints about how we achieved that and how we went about it. So. Convincing performance. There have been changes, right? Amram's shown some initial signs of adaptation, and that's nice to see. And I think that's played a big part in what's happened. And yeah, like uh, to quote Adam McCullough, I seen it, man. Like I see where you're going with this now.
Yeah.
I think all I can say is that Arsenal have waited for Liverpool to lose clock and have waited for Pep to hit a transition era. And it's like it finally looks like their time's here. Well, heads up, because so are United.
Well, Arsenal, they need to pick somebody to come second to, right? But yeah,
Yeah, I
what?
mean, man,
Hmm.
like when it's like when there's nobody available, they'll find Leicester and come second to them. Like, I know they were third and whatever for most of that season, but when everything finished, they did come second. Then it was with Leicester. So why not us?
Yeah,
It's just as unlikely.
yeah, and it's been quite a turnaround. In fact, in the last few weeks, right? The last 5 games we have won four, right?
Right.
I think the only loss was who was that? I forget. Uh, s- Brentford, which again
Right.
Brentford again had similar problems which we saw in the previous 50 games of Amorim's tenure. But like overall, I mean, we have been trending up since then, and yeah, it's funny to think, right? Like a month ago, right?
Mhm.
On this pod and Like I think many other um, sensible United podcasts, I would say, um, we were discussing how the team has been in relegation form since Amorim took over, right? Um,
Right.
Overall, having what 1 point per game in the league, repeating the same mistakes week in and week out, you know, Amorim being very stubborn with his system and with his formation and with his tactics and approach and all of that. But I don't know what happened in that international break, or you know what Jim Ratcliffe told him when he flew to Carrington on his chopper. But suddenly, Amarim seems to have turned a corner, and
Manali gaya tha wo.
oh my god,
Seriously, I don't know any other explanation for it. He went to the mountains. He found his whatever. Like he found
yeah,
his answers in life, and because there's been real change, man. There's been a
yeah,
cascade of change
yeah,
ever
yeah.
since then.
Yeah, so Sondeep,
Uh,
yeah, tell us what changed. Tell us how Amarim has changed his system. How the I know we stayed a 3-4-2-1, but how has the in position formation and all the stuff has changed? Why don't you tell our viewers, because I know you have done a lot of analysis on this.
um. Okay, so I think the first primary big change, right? It's been out of possession. Uh, Typically, when we're talking about how football teams kind of position themselves on the pitch, right? We talk about how they position when they have the ball, which is when they're attacking. Uh, the area I'm going to focus on is United in the recent games under Amram when we don't have the ball, right? And the biggest change has been that the last 3 or 4 games consistently, when we are high up the pitch and pressing the opposition team, we press in a 4-4-2 shape off the ball, right? There have been a few instances of these either or before, but it's a lot more focused now, and it's happening more consistently in the last 4 games. I think it was a change after Brentford. If you look at the Brighton game, right, you'll see that we go man to man against the opposition when they have
Hmm.
a goal kick. We set up in a 4-4-2 with Mbeumo and Sesko the front two, Cunha dropping to the left, Ahmad on the right, Bruno Casemiro central, and a back four of typically Dallo, Shaw, uh, Matthias Delict, and Lenny Yoro. This was the setup against Brighton, for example. So why is this a big change, right? For the majority of Amram's games before this, we typically press high in a 5-2-3. It's something we've seen pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Uh, there are a few reasons why this 4-4-2 shape has been better for us, and is typically favored by a lot of teams. For instance, Arsenal and Man City often use the same shape while pressing. When you're pressing high in a 4-4-2, you commit one extra man higher up the pitch, which kind of supports the idea of a high press, firstly. Secondly, the very fact that the 4-4-2 is essentially just 3 flat lines makes it very easy to carry out rotations or jumps between them, right?
Hmm.
Like it, a 3-4-2-1 is a bit more staggered in nature. So you've got 3 lines, they know how to kind of compress the distances, and that makes for a more aggressive press. And the third thing I've noticed, I think they've worked on this, and I think it's coming out very successfully, is the 4-4-2 is a bit more symmetrical in nature, right? So what happens is when the winger pushes up uh, and he needs backing behind him, the fullback automatically, organically takes up his position. If the right midfielder pushes up, the right back takes up his position. So the symmetry of it makes it much easier to know if someone pushes,
Hmm.
who backs them up. It's football occurs at a very quick pace, especially in the Premier League. So you don't want these micro decisions to take too much time, and
Right.
I feel in this shape they don't. So yeah, like I think this is a pretty big change because he's
Yeah.
he's changed his entire off the ball shape,
Also, don't you
and it
think
showed.
that? when we're doing this 4-4-2 out of position, right? When we're trying to press the
Mhm.
opposition in a 4-4-2, it also
Right.
feels like, I mean, at least when watching the game, it feels like we're more effectively able to maintain a high line because, like you said, there are only three lines, right? Like three lines of players. Like previously, when it is a 5-3-2, your wing backs would be in between the lines, and they would sometimes get confused. Your 5-3-2, and we would not effectively mark the opposition players to press them. It generally used to just be Mason Mount and Bruno kind of pressing the opposition. But I mean, yesterday we didn't have Mason Mount, but we still
Right.
did not
Right.
seem to suffer for the lack of him, right? Um, we seem to be pressing more aggressively. I mean, like,
Mhm.
and Brighton
Absolutely.
is no slouch with pressing, man. Brighton is a very good
They're
pressing team.
excellent.
They have kind
Yeah.
of destroyed us in past meetings, but yeah, United looked very good. We just didn't. I know Brighton had a few good periods of the game where they looked good, but I think for a large part we didn't let them settle at all, right? Our press was
Right.
very aggressive and it did not let up. And I think the other thing which I noticed that even at the end of the game, I know we had a period of 10 minutes, especially after substitutions when the team collectively lost its mind and conceded two goals. But regardless, keeping that period aside, like even if you look at say the 70th minute, right before the subs happened and before we lost our mind,
Okay.
United did not look tired. Um, like, do you recall, Somdeep, even in Amorim's, for most of Amorim's tenure, because if you keep three games aside, we would always start off very fast, right? Especially last season, I saw this more than this season. We
Yeah.
would start
Yeah.
off very fast and then we would get tired by the half hour mark and then the energy would completely be gone. And this happened even in ETH setup because remember Ten Hag also wanted to do this fast transition kind of football which he wanted to implement. After his first season, kind of more position based, a more pragmatic approach, he kind of he dropped all of that and went to this transition based kind of approach, right? Where which gave us a donut system where we just concede goals left, right, and center. But even that time, you would see United would start off very well in games for the first 20 minutes and quickly get gassed because we're basically running like headless chicken. And then the teams would, focus us down and then score three and have 10 shots against us or whatever. But at least for the last two games, I know Liverpool was a harder game. They were not clinical. Otherwise, they could have won
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
But even the Liverpool
Definitely.
game, when Gakpo was not hitting the post, we did not let Liverpool settle, and we were, our intensity was high throughout the 90 minutes, which I've
Absolutely.
not seen before this stretch of games at all from United. So what do you think has changed there? Is this I would say what more work on the training ground, more focused work for this?
Um, I mean, I think it's partly the fact that it's one game a week, United, right? That's
That too.
definitely a part of it. The other part is one of the few positives we've kind of talked about with Amorim is key. Man, this guy comes from a tactical periodization background, which is essentially a philosophy where they focus on maintaining fitness levels through the season, and
Yeah.
it's a component of every drill they do, right?
Hmm.
So I think his background in that kind of shines through, and he's clearly able to maintain a fitter squad than Eric Ten Hag
Yeah.
was. Eric's gaps there were very clear for everyone to see. So I think that's like credit to him and his team. They focus on that and they've shown signs of that. Even the fact that Mount has been available more
Hmm.
often under Amram and comes back quicker from injuries is probably due to these little tweaks that
Yeah,
they've.
let's put a pin on that for now because Mont is injured. We'll
Yeah,
see when he
yeah.
comes back.
I think he's gonna be injured often, but
Yeah.
the gaps I've noticed that they're reducing, and
Mm.
that's still a good change for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I think it's down largely to Amrim and his team kind of having that heightened focus, and just the fact that we have one game a week. So, for instance, we play Ankh. Casemiro 60 minutes, and then we take him out. And that's a wonderful luxury we wouldn't have had with Europe.
Yeah.
So at the moment, with the way our squad is, this works. Which is also why I think that this is a great season to try and win the league. Like let's get that DM, let's get that backup striker and wing back, and actually push for. Because I feel other than Arsenal, every team is in a state of flux, and at some point Arsenal are going to take care of themselves. So we just have to wait, right? No harm, no
Yeah. I
foul.
mean, who
What's
knows?
the worst that
Bournemouth
can
might
happen?
end
We'll
up
fix
winning
it.
the league.
Yeah, I mean, Bournemouth are in the mix, Sunderland are in the mix, so why can't we be in the mix, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think Sunderland, I feel, will fall off at some point. I just can't see them going all the way. But no, I mean, Bournemouth are looking very good. Arsenal obviously are looking very good. They're now 4 points clear at the top. Um,
yeah,
but yeah,
I
we are
love
we are sixth now. I mean, we are short up the table. Like, from flirting with relegation, we are like firmly in top six now, right? What a change it has been. Liverpool have lost four on the trot, and they look like they won't win a game again. I mean, I know they'll come at some point because they have good players. You can't not win a game forever. Much like United, we have good players, right? And coming to that, only the players are good. Like, when Amorim was losing, all the narrative was that, oh, the players are crap. Amorim is not the problem. But the minute we see Amorim make adjustments, the players have responded to that, right? And the team looks so much better now.
But I hope once and for all this puts to rest that whole narrative ki yeah, the players aren't playing for Amorim.
Yeah.
Because like they're playing for Amorim. Like that's clear, right? Like
Yeah.
one just has to take a look at Ahmad or Mbeumo and the way they press, the intensity they maintain. Like ये मतलब हवा में थोड़ी आता है ये. And the other thing is that I think Amram's made changes that he didn't do before, right? Like this is the first time we're seeing him consistently implement this kind of approach.
Yeah, because I
Um,
remember even last season we discussed on this pod about, he
right.
moved to a 4-4-2 press momentarily, I think in Europa or somewhere. But
Yeah, it was one game or so.
one
Right.
odd game here and there, but he never stuck to it. And we always wondered, why is he not continuing with this, right? He would revert back to his kind of 5-2-3 or, a stale 3-4-3 kind of press, which never worked out with the players.
There's another benefit of the change he's made. I think because of the 4-4-2, the players' roles in the press are a little bit clearer for them to understand, and I also feel like some of the distances they have to shift are a little lesser. Because, like you said, when we have two wing backs, right, and they're both tasked with pressing high and then
Mm.
instantly dropping back, that's harder for them to commit to, right? That's not going to happen quite as easily. What happens now is Ahmad is sort of the right midfielder in the 4-4-2. So he has a lot of license to push high up the field. He knows he has the security of somebody directly behind him in Lenny Oro. So he doesn't have to, he has to come back, but it doesn't have to be instantaneous. It's something he can wait until the ball is beyond the halfway line and then he can drop, which I think reduces the load on him and keeps his intensity higher. And the inverse happens for Dalo. Like
Yes, I was
Dalo
about to
knows
say
that.
that. That dude can't go forward.
Yeah, and I think this setup kind of recognizes that it uses his energy where needed,
Hmm.
uh, and doesn't try to use the rest of it's like I say with Dalo, like
Yeah, and also
he's
puts
okay.
Cunha in that kind of left midfielder, left winger kind of role, and he's good at that, right? That's what he bought him
He's
for.
good at that. It's like this weird hybrid role. He has
Yeah,
the freedom to like go in. He has the freedom to like kind of run in through to kind of like a 10. He
yeah,
has freedom to stay on the wing a little bit and draw the play towards himself and then switch things around, which I think suits him. He's not exactly the kind of guy who want like hugging the touchline. Um, but he's also not a very static 10. So some this kind of role is actually very nice for him.
Yeah, and it seems
Uh,
it suited him, right? He finally broke his goal scoring duck with us and scored a brilliant goal yesterday.
yeah, 007 no more. But
Yeah.
uh, क्या बोलो यार, like that's what happens when you buy PL proven players.
Yeah.
I think, and it doesn't always work this way. Like look at Isaac, he needs time to settle down in the Premier League, but Konya has that covered.
But wasn't Isak in the Premier League last season?
Yeah, but that's what I was going for. I would give him a full season to settle down. I think he needs that. Yeah.
Yeah, let him take his own sweet time. Uh,
Yes.
Also, how good has Mbeumo been the last few games? He seems to have finally found his position on the pitch, right? No longer is he kind of clashing with Ahmad on the right wing. Because I mean, Mbeumo kind of tends to drift out to the right, and you would see him kind of overlapping with Ahmad and kind of, I mean, two players being the same region of the pitch. Now he's more up front. He's more next to Chesko, right? In that front two or the 4-4-2, and
Yeah.
that is helping him a lot. Where he's kind of has his own area of the pitch to dominate now, right? And also kind of frees up Ahmad on the right side to do what he does best. And we saw that very well yesterday. That whole Ahmad Mbeumo Sesko was looking pretty good. Sesko is finally
Yeah.
getting some crosses and some balls as well, right?
Yeah, man. I think with this, like one of the things they've clearly worked on, and I think the Athletic spoke about it too, was that Mbeumo and Sesko have kind of been working on and training to play a little closer together.
Yeah,
It shows in the press. They're much kind of closer together and distinct from the rest of the team. It shows in when they're playing when we have possession, because Mbeumo is very much in the channel. He's not out wide. He's closer to Sesko, and it has the knock-on benefit, like you said. It reduces confusion with Ahmad, because
yeah,
Ahmad knows he's the one who's occupying the outside lane. Mbeumo stays in his. Uh, it benefits Sesko too. This is a player who loves to drop, receive the ball, and then play a pass off quickly. Uh, and that's how we scored against Brighton for the third goal yesterday. So what happens with this is Sesko has a little bit of room to drop, and he has someone he knows he can play off instantly. So it's a good move. Earlier, I think with Mbeumo being a little like wider or kind of having that confusion, like do I stay outside on the right or do I tuck in? This reduces that confusion, and that's always good. You don't want footballers to have to make too many quick choices, right? In split seconds, that's always difficult. um so yeah, I think this is also a good move, for
yeah.
the reason that when Cunha tucks in, right, because he kind of tends to act like a third midfielder for us very
Mm.
frequently. uh he has two quick options in close proximity to pass the ball off to, or to kind of draw space away from him to run into. If the same players were like very far away, they probably wouldn't like they probably wouldn't give a headache to the opposition and have something for them to deal with. So it's a welcome change, and I can see that they've worked on it. um can there be issues with this? Because that's always the question with United.
Yes, yes.
um and like
And
for
at some
me,
point, teams will start to figure us out, right? It's not that the whole season we won't get away with this.
I think Arteta did in his first game. We didn't implement this fully against Arsenal. Obviously, it was very different there.
Yeah.
Uh, but Arteta did quickly cotton on to the fact that this is a team that wants to maximize transitions by playing it long and collecting the second ball.
Mhm.
So very soon, I think later in the first half or just after the first half, Arsenal kind of dropped into a more compact 4-4-2 off the ball. Their idea was that if we condense the space between our own lines, right? When like it's harder for us to then play long ball, right?
Mm.
Because it's most likely gonna reach one of their players, and they cottoned on really quickly to that. Other teams haven't adapted so much to us. The only other adaptation I've seen to it which worked was Brighton in the second half yesterday.
Right.
If you look back at it, Brighton pressed a lot higher in the second half, which is natural because they were behind. But when they did that, what they also ensured by that is they kind of compressed the space we were able to play within, right? So because they committed so many bodies into our half, the
Mm.
probability of us winning those second balls dropped a lot. And there was a sequence from minute 75 to minute 82 or something where Sene Lammens attempted 8 long passes. Some of them hit our player, most didn't, which is normal because there's a lot of traffic. And we lost all but one of those second ball opportunities, right? So basically, 7 times out of 8, Brighton gained possession from our our goal kick or just our possession. And I think that's the risk with this approach. Uh, when it works, it you get the first half versus Brighton. When it fails and you don't get a foothold on things, you get the second half. And
Yeah.
I won't read too much into it because we were 3-0 up, right?
Right.
There always going to be lapses when you're that comfortable in a game, but that's I think one of the ways teams are going to try to
Right.
prevent us from doing
Yeah, I
this.
think also at that point we just had some subs on, and I think it still kind of looks like not everybody in the squad is comfortable with the system yet. Obviously, I think Amorim has selected the 11 that are the most comfortable and he trusts the most, but he obviously wants other people to also kind of get on with this, right? Because obviously now in a couple of months you have AFCON, so you have Ahmad and Mbeumo who will be off, right? So you need your Dala will probably go on the right, so you'll probably have your Dorgu on the left. You probably have Mount get a more consistent run of games at that point instead of rotating with Cunha if you can stay fit. So yeah, I mean, I do see why that's happening. Probably wants the entire squad to be comfortable because he just can't play with 11 players every game. But
Right.
that's inherently also the risk with this kind of high risk, high reward system we're playing, right? Um, I think there's also kind of a tacit admission that we don't have a proper midfield right now. I mean, it's Bruno and Casemiro, and one of them is a 10, right? So he tends to drift forward more than stay back and, make
Yeah.
some passes or build up your play. So, and Casemiro is really not a playmaker as much, right? So I think there's probably some tacit admission that hey, we can't probably, you know, do a patient build up through the center and kind of dominate the pitch. So we do see
But like,
this goalkeeper to number 10 pass a lot.
I mean, I don't like I don't think Amram wants a lot of build up through the center.
Hmm.
That like at least not through midfield because
Right,
that
right.
wasn't really a feature of his sporting sides beyond a point either.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I think, yeah,
but
I
yeah,
agree
it's
that because I think also, yeah, before you continue, I think he was also saying at some point in the season, right, that he wants Mainoo to be more quick and athletic. And at that
right,
point, we
right,
wondered why, because that's not his strong point. But if this
right.
is the
This is
system we are going to play, then you need him to be more athletic and fast and run, right?
because everyone in the team needs to be geared to winning the second ball, and
Right.
Mbeumo can do that.
Mm.
Ahmad has the intensity. Bruno Casemiro, of course, have it. Cunha, Cunha also does have that
Cunha
actually.
was could do
Uh,
that yesterday. We
yeah,
saw them
yeah,
do
Cunha
that
was
yesterday.
really good, and he certainly brings that intensity when it's
Yeah,
needed. He has it. Uh, I think that's probably the one weakness in Gobi's game a little bit.
yeah.
He's shown moments of it. He's gotten better at it too, but it's not well rounded yet. I don't know if a player beyond a certain point can become more athletic. but they
Mm,
can certainly work maybe on their intensity or kind of their fitness to keep a certain level up. And I think Kobe's doing that then for the most part. I personally have a different take on this, man. I feel like the range for Kobe, uh, where he can really grow, is his passing range. Because just because like that's something this is something I feel players can kind of build further and kind of strengthen, much more so than physical
mm,
athleticism. Like, you, there's going to be limits on every player's
right.
athleticism, and that's normal. But he can build his passing range. Uh, the thing is, if he does do that, he can be an asset to this team, because one of the things we see Casemiro do often is spam like really quick passes to the wing backs or to the forwards, often first time. Playing first time passes isn't really Kobe's preferred way, but if he adds the range, it still gives us that kind of option, you
And we
know?
have seen Mainoo have that. I mean, we have seen glimpses of that in the past, right? He is
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
a
we have.
good passer. I think he's
He
probably a more
definitely is.
technical player than most in the side, right? We have seen that a lot from Mainoo.
I think one of the things that Ruben referred to with Kobe is that he likes to take a little bit of time on the ball. He doesn't always kind of
Right.
play quickly,
Yeah.
which is clearly what Ruben wants. That's
Right.
his focus area. Uh, and there's no right or wrong here. It's just a style, right?
Right.
Uh, Kobe is technical, like you said, and with it comes that sort of soaking in the game and just sort of playing, kind of playing at his own tempo,
Mm.
because he usually feels like he has time on the ball. Uh, if this is how we're going to play, that's probably not going to work. Uh, so that part of his will have to change, either by developing like a quick long passing range, or just sort of quick sorry, snappier short passes.
And even we
But
even
there
saw
is one.
yesterday, right? When Kobe came on, he could not keep up that well with the tempo of the side.
Look, I think he struggled
Yeah.
a little bit. I'm sorry, just give me a moment. I think he clearly struggled a bit, but there were reasons for it. I think Brighton also pressed more aggressively at that point. They really went at the game at that point, and it wasn't just Kobe who was struggling, right? The whole team was unable to keep the ball, and I think Kobe's struggles were actually made to look worse because the team was not doing things correctly. Uh, when you have, like I said, in a 10-minute period from 75 to 85, when every possession sequence for United is Sene playing the ball long and us losing it, right? Because the second ball is a 50-50. Uh, that is going to heap pressure on everyone, man. Including Kobe. And I agree. Like, there was a moment where Kobe, I think he had the ball and he kind of dawdled on it, and Brighton pressed him out of it.
Yeah.
Luckily, nothing came of it, but it was a very dangerous moment. But other than that, he didn't have like too many personal lapses. I just felt that our complete inability to keep the ball in that
Mm.
put more pressure on us than actual personnel there. Conversely, as the minutes wore on, there were many moments where Kobe moved the ball higher up the pitch, and he actually kept it very calmly with Mbeumo and Ahmad and someone else. So in that situation, his calmness helped us, because he didn't try to hot potato his way out of it and just kind of kept things moving. Uh, I don't think it's a Kobe specific issue. The team as a whole is susceptible if we rely too much on second balls and the other team is intent on punishing us, which is what happened. They just had their tails up, man.
Right. Right. No, I agree, and I think we also saw that in the Liverpool game as well, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, Liverpool were bad for large parts of the game, but also
Mhm.
they, they had way more shots. Much more shots on target. They're a higher XG. Um, I mean, obviously, United looked assured, and obviously, the god Harry Maguire got us a winner there. after Gakpo equalized. It was Gakpo
Right.
equalized, right? Yeah, Gakpo equalized.
Yes. Yes.
But I think even that game we saw that despite the sustained Liverpool pressure, we really didn't. I know Gakpo hit the post a few times, but it was just Gakpo making things happen that day, right? Like, um, I think when other players are having the ball, even Salah was kept quite a lot, right? Um,
Yeah.
we were able to absorb a lot of the sustained Liverpool pressure, which eventually won us the game. We kind of did a smash and grab, got the two goals where we had the chance, soaked up all the Liverpool pressure, and came off with a win. The first win in 9 years at Anfield. So yeah, it does look like things are changing, right? I mean, yesterday was obviously a much different game where we just
Yeah.
dominated from the get go. With Liverpool, we scored a goal, and then Liverpool was just lights out going at us after that, right? Even though they were bad, right? We know Liverpool is bad, but they're still going at us a lot. Because we
That's
scored
true.
the goal so early, right? Mbeumo scored in the second minute, and then it was just Liverpool constantly harassing us, and we somehow kept our senses about us.
Yeah, I wanna. I think I'm a bigger fan of our performance against, like, a performance against Brighton than against Liverpool, and I
Mm.
think that's okay because Liverpool have spent a lot. They
Yeah.
probably have a better team on paper than us, and it's okay for us to not dominate a game like that. I don't think
Yeah, it's
it's.
fine. But the fact that we came off with a win, right? I mean, that never
Yeah,
happened much against Amorim when teams were better than us.
I th- I rewatched the game kind of to move away from the emotion of it, right? Because when the game's going on, it's very difficult to sort of analyze it from that angle. Uh, I think we got kind of lucky against Liverpool on my rewatch, and I say that because yes, of course, Gakpo hit the post and all of that, but Gakpo also missed like an absolute sitter from 1 yard out. And Amorim referenced the same thing in his press conference. He spoke about it too. We were like a meter away from conceding that goal. Uh, I actually think that given the fact we scored so early, we still gave up. It's normal to go in front early and then allow the other team to rack up shots and xg because you can afford to. But I feel they gotten behind United many a time, and like they fashioned a lot of chances, but due to a lack of attacking chemistry and confidence, they couldn't finish it, and that's a Liverpool problem. Uh, but there was definitely some luck that went our way in that game. I actually think they gotten behind us a lot, and the Brighton performance was better in the sense that yes, they threatened, but like they had a free kick like that, man, and what are you going to do about it? It was kind of a free goal, so
Yeah.
that's not like the worst situation. It's not some damning indictment about United.
Right.
Uh, Also with the Liverpool game, right? There were a few moments where I thought our press was not as organized, where things broke down. Like they had that moment very early in the first half where I think Van Dijk or Konate played a straight ball from defense straight down the line. They played it just behind Shaw. Uh, and Isak ran onto it and he was completely open and free. And Lammens' save prevented us from the equalizer.
Mm.
So there were a lot of moments of danger, and we like Liverpool aren't kind of playing or scoring goals the way they should, and that happened in that game too. So I don't know if we can take credit for a lot of that. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, but I mean, my point was more like the fact that we, still came off with the win, right? Because we saw a lot under Abram where we seemingly can kind of dominate games or we come off with nothing. Sometimes not even with a point, right? So it was good to. I think I just felt that it was good to see a game where we took our chances. Obviously, had a little bit of luck go our way, but we took our chances when we got them. right? And came off with a win against a very tough opponent. Struggling, but still a very tough opponent. And I mean, if you look at the stats, they really dominated us that game, right? They had a very good XG, higher number of shots, shots on target. I mean, if Gakpo put on proper finishing boots, he would have beaten. But I mean, in the same way, we also kind of did not take many shots from outside the box. We were much more measured. You know, a lot of our shots were from inside the box, and we could also have, had a few chances go our way as well, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so I think, yeah, it just, I don't know, man. I kind of feel that Amorim saw all the feedback that we just take random chicken shit shots from outside the box, and he kind of is starting to drill the team to, not be so wayward about it. Um, I mean, you still obviously have shots outside the box. I mean, players like Cunha who love taking those long shots, but it does feel like, with the change in how we pressing the, the formation outside position, and also the place from where we are taking shots, it feels like, you know
it's gotten better.
yeah, it's gotten better, exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I completely agree.
yeah, and I think one last thing before we, do some predictions for the Forest game is, man, I must say, send Lammens. My God, how does it feel to have an actual goalkeeper between the sticks? Somdev?
Bhai, I mean, जब वो like the dude will make like a basic save, he'll dive to his right and he just catch a ball straight at him. And I swear to God, everyone at OT is like cheering because I get it. Like we haven't,
Dude,
we've
Onana
seen
would
that.
catch the ball and would roll into the net, man.
Yeah, yeah, we've seen that. We've seen him catch the ball and throw it into the net. So I get it completely. I think it's had an impact on the entire defense as well because
Yeah.
I see them like thank Lammens every minute, whether or not he does anything. They straight up thank him because I think psychologically they're more confident now.
There's so much
Just
trauma
knowing,
from Onana and Bayender, right? Like,
yeah, and just the fact that Lammens is kind of like a no fuss, I'll hold on to the ball kind of presence is good enough to give the team some confidence. Like it's okay. Like this guy's not going to commit harakiri. Uh, could he have done a little better on the free kick? Maybe, but honestly, I'm not too bothered by that. It's not some grievous error, or
yeah.
he didn't throw the ball into the
Plus, we
net
were
or
we were
anything.
3 goals up at that point, so it was
Yeah,
it was
like it's
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually think it was a pretty good free kick. Like yes, I know it was a little bit towards the center of the goal, but I actually think it was a pretty uh, well hit free kick. I don't think it was easy to save if we look at the replays, uh, especially because of the amount of crazy dip that Welbeck generated.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's nice having a calming presence at the back. I think he has a little bit of the Van der Sar about him in that sense. He's a bit reserved. He's a bit how do I put this? He's steady, and you want your goalkeeper to be a steady influence. Whoever's between the sticks,
Yeah.
I think it's always easier when that's the case.
Yeah, and that is something we missed a lot, right?
Yeah,
A steady presence. Because
yeah,
man, for the last, how long has Onana been with us? 2 seasons? 3 seasons? How long has it been?
2.5. Yeah,
Yeah, and it has
two,
been,
two, two full seasons. Yeah,
yeah, 2 full seasons, right? And like I said, Harakiri, that's the word. I mean, and even
and
Binder was somehow even like, I know people are kind of praising Binder this season. It's just that I think this season Onana was especially horrible that people are praising Binder. But
yeah,
Binder
and I
was
mean Binder
also like one
takes
mistake
too.
away from kind of throwing the game away, right?
Absolutely. And the thing is, even David De Gea, before he left, he had a few mistakes in him. So
Yeah.
it's been quite some time since we've had like probably like De Gea 17, 18 is the last time we had
Mm,
like a calm presence at the back.
right. Yeah, and that's what Lammens is, right? He's a calm presence. He's assured. And I mean, to think that the kid is what, 18? How old is he? 19?
Oh, he's 21, I think.
Oh,
21 or
he's
22.
23. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, okay, 23. Yeah.
But I mean, that's still very young for a goalkeeper, right? Goalkeepers tend to
Yeah.
kind of mature late.
I mean,
So
30. I consider 30 as young for a goalkeeper. So
yeah, I
23 is
mean, Van der Sar
nothing.
came to us when he was 31 or something. Uh,
I think it was 33 or 4.
really?
He played for us till he was 40.
Yeah, yeah, he came till 40, but yeah. Mhm. No, but yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Oh yeah, he joined us at 35. Wow. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. I think yeah, there was the other keeper who joined us very young, and he did
Uh-huh,
have
20.
yeah. But yeah, Lammens, yeah, he's 23. He looks assured. He's, I mean, decent with shot stopping so far. Obviously, he's only played a few games with us, right? What, 3 games between the sticks? So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
will see how his shot stopping and all that evolves. But man, it's yeah, it's so much reassuring to have a goalkeeper who can do the basics, like hold the ball or punch it away.
Don't throw it into your net.
Don't throw it into your net. Don't roll the ball to the opposition. Like these are just simple things which we are missing over the past
Yeah.
2 seasons. I think that also kind of contributed to our poor run of form, right? When a
Absolutely.
goalkeeper
Yeah.
cannot do basic things, right? How many, like I've lost count, man. How many goals we let through, right? Just because the goalkeeper could not do basic things. How many
Yeah.
matches,
So,
how many draws became losses, and how many wins became draws, right? Uh,
yeah. I mean, yeah. Having played defender myself, like I think when you're when you're in the middle of a game and you have a solid goalkeeper behind you, it's an area you kind of just can afford to not think about. You don't have to, like, there can actually be situations where you try to create angles where it's like, I'm not going to block the shot, but I'm going to give my keeper a clear view of it, and it's an easy enough angle where I know they can take it. Right? Like, it's rare, but you
yeah,
even end up doing stuff like that. Um, United defenders do not haven't had that luxury, haven't
right.
had any luxury,
Yeah,
right? Forget something that exorbitant. So it definitely introduces a sense of confidence as a defender, because you don't have to worry about what's going on behind you, and you have kind of that noise coming saying, like, this is covered, that's
mm,
covered, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, Onana didn't inspire confidence, and
not at all,
neither did
man.
Matthew. Yeah.
Yeah,
So definitely, I think the impact is also psychological in the match.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, when you can be assured that your keeper will not commit a howler every
Yeah,
10 seconds, uh, which was the case with
and it
Onana.
and it makes your defending a little less desperate and more kind of balanced, because
Right,
you don't feel like you're the last remaining line between the attacker and goal. You
right,
know,
right.
you have the goalkeeper. That's a huge element. You
Yeah.
need that presence. Uh, so
Now you can
yeah,
finally
it's
trust that the goalkeeper will do his job.
yeah, like the save against Isak for Liverpool. Like,
Right.
yes, Isak could have done better with the finish, but hey, he made the save. He stuck
Yeah,
his
it
leg
was
out,
it was
and
a
it
good save, right? I mean,
was a good save.
pretty
Yeah,
sure
and
if
we
it
needed.
was Onana or Bayende there, that was going in.
I mean, I think he won't even need to hit it that hard. Like,
No, I think that's the thing, right? I think, yeah, that reminds me of the Liverpool game. Lammens also made some, I would not say spectacular, but kind of, even if they were regulation saves, he kind of made those saves. Sure, I mean, I don't think they're all regulation. Some of them were good saves, but the fact that he even made
right.
those saves kept us in the game, and gave the team the confidence to kind of keep going forward and try to grab a goal from Liverpool to win the game, right? So I think, yeah, we really missed a good keeper for the better part of 2 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
And I prefer when keepers are sort of calm and collected,
right,
because I think that has a knock-on effect on the defense, like we're seeing right now.
yeah, 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 and just thinking back to, like, I know it's way too early to compare Lamens to De Gea. It's only been 3 games, but I mean, you saw how assured or not assured. I mean, we had terrible defense, but even then, like the saves and the keeping that they had it kind of kept us in the game in so many games. I mean, like dude is a player
Absolutely.
of the year for 4 seasons, man. Like
Yeah,
which team
100%.
does a goalkeeper have as a player of the year, right? So
Look, I mean, I think in terms of pure shot stopping and those 4 years that they had, and maybe even more,
yeah,
I don't think I've ever quite seen a keeper that impactful
right.
in terms of how much the team depends on him,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
some of his saves were superhuman to say. A lot of his saves were superhuman.
yeah,
Uh, but I also think it's not a good sign for a team if your keeper needs to be Superman like every day for 4 seasons. It's
yeah.
not the best.
Yeah, you don't need your keeper to be Superman every day, but you also
Yeah,
don't want your keeper to be a sieve. And
yeah. I think Lammens has the potential to, and this is going really far out there, but
right,
temperamentally, he seems more like a Van der Sar type keeper.
right,
He doesn't maybe have the outright reflexes of De Gea
hmm,
or Schmeichel. I think they were more similar in
right,
temperament and approach a little bit. You know, like very. Of course, Michael was more dominant. De Gea was more shot stopping focused. Uh, Van der Sar is underrated in the sense that no particular strength immediately strikes us, but he actually had no weaknesses. If you
yeah,
think about it, he had none. Like Schmeichel and De Gea had some moments, like, but Van der Sar didn't have any weaknesses
yeah. It
as
is the
such.
calmness and the composure which he handled
Yeah,
the
he
goal.
was a great shot stopper,
Yeah,
like one of the best as well. Uh, he was very comfortable on the ball. He had no problem whatsoever. He holds the Premier League clean sheet record even now, I believe. 14 games continuous without a goal conceded, which is insane. And he just exuded calm, man. Like you just knew that he would have your back covered. And I think just for that reason, Van der Sar's probably the keeper I rate the highest out of
yeah,
the ones I've seen play for United.
right. But I think we are kind of. I know it's still early days, but we are still seeing that kind of calm and composure from Lammens as well, right? I don't want to jump
Yeah,
the
the
gun too
consistency.
much. It's probably just Onana PTSD is making me say this,
Yeah, yeah,
but
100%. Yeah, because obviously, like he's not quite as dominant as Van der Sar
yeah,
is.
but
But
he
then
did come highly rated from the Belgian league, right? It's not like he's some scrub who has come to
no,
play for the
he's no
team.
scrub, and clearly, like, and it's interesting you say that because the man who scouted him, Tony Cotton, was a goalkeeping scout and goalkeeping coach for Sir Alex. He also scouted David De Gea all those years ago,
Hmm.
and he's the one who recommended or approved of the De Gea signing, and he
Hmm.
did the same with Lammens. He was not consulted on the Onana signing because
Ah,
Eric Ten Hag insisted
that was
on
Ten
Onana.
Hag's money embezzlement
Upside,
fraud legacy scheme.
essentially, allegedly.
Alleged, yes, but I mean, pretty obvious to look at it if you know where to look at it. Uh, but yeah, I think that's pretty much a wrap on the two games that happened. Um, yeah, finally as a United fan, some positive things to talk about rather
Agreed.
than just be depressed every week and scold Onana and Mbeumo and Bruno and Rashford and whoever the heck Subco Pito was, that was basically us every week. But yeah, good to see some. Yeah, good to I guess finally see Amorim make some adjustments and kind of do some tweaks to the system, right? Because we were getting very worried that this guy will, stick with the same formula and try to make it happen. It's good to see that he is not that way.
I mean, यही देखना था ना उससे कि he makes those changes.
Yeah,
He makes those little tweaks and then he gets the wins. That's it.
right.
Like everyone wins that way. Like he gets to be in the job and maybe win more with United. As fans, we get to celebrate. So it's kind of all we want, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, our next game is next weekend on the Saturday. It's the yeah. what I want to do is obviously predictions, the Takeover United predictions for the game. But yeah, before that, yeah, I guess to everyone who's watching, please subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's happier times now. So yeah, you can subscribe more happily now. There's no you don't be depressed when you're hitting the subscribe button. So yeah, grin, smile, and subscribe, and help us gain more subscribers and support what we're doing. And before we go to the predictions of the Forest game, Somdeep,
Mhm.
what do you think is a good target for United for this season? I know you're
Top four.
joking about us winning the league, but
Top four.
top four, you think we can do top four?
100%. I was convinced that the squad is good enough for getting top six.
Right.
I've said that before.
Yeah.
Uh, I do think top four is difficult. I'm not saying it's a given
Hmm.
at all.
Yeah.
Um, but I think with maybe one addition in January or
Hmm.
maybe two, I think we can get top four.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because we're playing one game a week.
Yeah. No, that is true. And I think we basically need one midfielder, man. I mean, we need this for a decade, more than a decade now. A proper midfielder who's not old or falling off a cliff or whatever.
And this is going to sound extreme, but just because I believe in parts of the squad, but I think with two solid signings in January, I think we can challenge for the league.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Whether
can.
Amorim is there or he's not, I think we have the team for it
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
two more signings.
Yeah. I can very much see that. And if Amarim can actually kind of is showing the progress, if he can stick to it long term and continue to make these tweaks against opposition where needed, right? And kind of make these adjustments instead of just sticking to, oh, this is my system, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think there is a good shot of us challenging for the league because, like we always said on the spot, we are good players. The players is
Yeah.
not the problem, right? You don't expect a team of Bruno and Casemiro and Mbeumo and Mason Mount and Chesco and Cunha and who else? Delict, Yoro, right? To be fighting relegation week in and week out. So
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
That should be out of
which
the
is what
question.
kind of grated my gears when some United fans were suggesting that maybe relegation would be good for us. I was like, no, I mean, what are you talking about?
No, no. This winning is good for us.
Yeah, winning is good for us, exactly.
Relegation is okay. Look at West Ham. Like, is that a situation any club wants to be in right now?
Yeah, my God,
Like, nobody wants to be in that situation.
exactly.
I don't buy that kind of logic. The the best thing for a club in a sport is to
Is
win.
to win.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I can't think of anything better than that. Like, if you have a chance at a trophy, try to win it. If you have a chance at winning the league, by all means, try to win it. Like,
yeah,
what's the?
exactly.
I mean, what's the point otherwise?
Hmm.
What are we even spending time for?
Right. Yeah, agreed.
I'm not dismissing uh, clubs that aren't able to win due to resource constraints. That's not
Mhm.
what I mean.
Yeah, we're
But
united. Resources not never been a
we're united.
problem
We
for
don't
us.
have those resource constraints, right?
Yeah,
So we can't use that excuse.
right. And I mean, we just spent 200 million this summer while crying about resource
Exactly.
constraints. Like,
Yeah, how many clubs can even claim to spend that kind of money? Like
yeah,
not everyone has the luxury. So
exactly. I mean, we are for very good reasons a commercial juggernaut. So,
yeah,
um,
we gotta be able to use it.
yeah,
I fully agree with that.
yeah. So yeah, so with that, having said that, let's come to the let's start the predictions. All right, let's start the predictions for the Forest game. This game is on November 1st. We play them away at the City Ground. Wow, this stadium is called the City Ground. Interesting. But yeah, we play Nottingham Forest away. Nottingham Forest has been struggling a lot this season. They don't look good. They recently fired the other bald fraud, Postacoglu, and now they've hired Sean Dyke. So, Somdeep, what are your predictions for this game?
I think it'll be a harder matchup, or it'll be a difficult matchup, but I think United will win 2-1.
Hmm. Okay.
What do you think?
Um, yeah, I kind of want to agree with your 2-1 assessment, but having seen, I mean, even today, Forest didn't look good at all against Bournemouth,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, uh, I because I mean Bournemouth hit two first half goals, and I think they just kind of chilled a bit in the second half. After that, they really didn't need to do much because
Right.
Forest was just so terrible. Um, yeah, I think having seen how United looked yesterday, obviously I don't think we will get lucky with so many long goals again the next game. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're like 3-love or 3-1 in the game, because what I've seen with this United is that we don't sit back after scoring a goal, which we used to see a
That's true.
lot against Ten Hag, right? Like Ten Hag,
That's true.
United would score a goal and then we would sit back and just kind of stew in our half. This team doesn't do that, right? And it's one thing I appreciate Amorim. Like once he's, I mean, now after 50 games, when he's finally gotten his system working, what we have seen in the last few games is that he's always looking to attack, right? The team is
Yes,
always looking to be on the front foot. Doesn't matter whether the score is 1-0 or 3-0, right? The team is always looking to attack. So,
I agree.
and given how poor Forest is, and yeah, I wouldn't be, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if like it's a 3-0 or maybe Forest try to pull one back with 3-1. So I think that's where I would see. But yeah, I think given how good we have looked of late, I know it's only a 3-game run of form, where we have looked kind of comprehensive this season in winning games. But I would find it very hard to believe that we would lose to this Forest side, despite them having Sean Dyke,
I'm
given
with
how
you on that.
Bournemouth exposed them today.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see. And also the first game in November. And wow, Somdeep, did you realize we won all 3 games in October? We were thinking we won't win a single game in October. We won all
Guess
three.
who's gonna be manager of the month?
Yeah. Oh my god.
This guy.
This guy. He's going to be manager of the month, isn't he?
I know. I know. I know. Hey, I'm happy to be wrong. Like, I mean, I wanted him to make changes. He's making changes. He's doing better. Everyone wins.
Yeah.
That's how I
Like who else has won 3 games this season? This month. Oh, it's Arteta.
feel. Ah, he has a super team.
And the other one is the Villa. Who's the Villa manager? I forget. But
Oh yeah, Unai Emery's won
Unai Emery.
a
Yes.
lot.
Sorry. Emery also won 3 games in October for Villa. But yeah, even if he doesn't win, man, the fact that he's even in the conversation, like this guy was fighting relegation 2 months ago. You know, uh, was on the brink of being fired if you believe some outlets, and to turn around from that, um, yeah, I think just shows that this team was good. And yeah, I'll keep saying it again because I never like the narrative that the players are not good or the players are not fighting or whatever.
Players are good.
Yeah,
I like. I mean, I'm not saying the title winning good, but
sure.
they're good. They're certainly not relegation
Yeah,
candidates.
exactly. I think that's what been my problem, right? Even last season when we kind of struggled to put games away, or drew games that we should be winning, or lost games that we should have been at least get a point out of. Um, yeah, I really never bought that the players are so bad that we would finish 15th in the table.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, and I think
Absolutely.
that just shows right now. I know we're sitting sixth in the table and everybody's praising Amorim, but yeah, it's important to understand that it is the same players, right?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
a
barring a few
team.
transfers that we have had, it's mostly the same side, right? You have the same
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, your same Dallo, and your same Lenny Yoro and Ahmad and Bruno Fernandes, and.
I do think the transfers have played a big part because
No,
all four
absolutely.
have landed. Uh, but
No,
the
no,
others, like
I agree.
when you
But
can
what
afford,
I'm saying is, even your Rashford and Garnacho should not have left you in
absolutely not.
15th. That's what I'm saying. Or even this season,
Even in a bad
when we
season,
started as in 14th or whatever,
yeah.
there was a narrative that, oh, the players are not good. Amorim needs 7 more transfers, right? No.
Even in a bad season with bad tactics from the manager and terrible signings and injuries ravaging
We
the
finished 8th.
squad still finished eighth.
Yeah,
So, like in like the worst possible set of circumstances, and we won a trophy.
yeah,
So it's very evident that the squad isn't 15th.
yeah, yeah,
It never was. That much I think has been pretty consistently clear to us on the pod as well for a long time.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think hopefully we continue this good run of form. Obviously, we won't win
Yeah.
every game.
Right.
We'll probably still lose to the Arsenals and the Cities and maybe even the Bournemouths. But
And that's a few is okay.
that
That's
is
normal,
fine.
I
That is
think.
just 3 games. There are 16 other teams to destroy and put to bed, right?
Precisely. Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we continue this good run of form. Um, November, we have 4 games in November. We have Forest, we have Tottenham, we have Everton, and we have Crystal Palace. And honestly, Somdeep, I think we should win at least 3 out of 4. If we can, continue the adjustments that we made, which has put us in a much better shape, attacking and kind of out of position. I would expect us to win at least 3 games out of the 4, and maybe draw against Spurs or something, right? But Forest, Everton, and Palace, we really should be winning these 3 games, especially Forest and Everton. These two look horrible.
I feel like no, I think Everton are doing okay, but I think the toughest challenge for us will be Palace out of all of these.
Really, not Tottenham.
Yeah, because they can match our back five system.
Right, right.
I think Tottenham will find it harder against us. Uh,
And they don't have Ange to beat us. All right, folks. That's about it from the pod from us today. Uh, Make sure once again subscribe to the channel. Have your friends subscribe, and hopefully Amram takes us to top 4, and you guys can take us to at least 100 subscribers by the end of the season or the end of the year. Let's see. But we will be back next week, most probably next Sunday or even
yeah.
Saturday, depending on our schedules after the Forest game. And hopefully, we are another happy podcast for you. So, until then, stay tuned and we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye.